Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, here we go again with another day of activity here in the USA. Apparently, a cyber attack has forced the Colonial Pipeline to shut down, and it is now causing gas shortages in multiple states. Now, the FBI says that a private group of hackers called DarkSide is responsible for this. It is responsible for this. And of course, they are also saying that this group calling themselves DarkSide is officially being linked to the hack of a Russian criminal gang. A Russian criminal gang. I'm trying to figure out how did they determine this, but I guess they have their ways of figuring these things out. So this is also being called an unprecedented cyber attack. Unprecedented. And it has crippled fuel pipelines critical to the East Coast. And so with shortages already being reported by local gas stations, that means that many will feel the pinch in their pocket. Many will feel the pinch in their pocket. And so this tells us something. There's going to be this constant chipping away of this so-called normal life that people desire. That chipping away started a long time ago, and it's going to continue to be chipped away at as we go along. Things are getting increasingly rough out here. People are feeling it. Who knows how deep into your pockets you're going to have to go for this gas? Who knows how long this is going to last? Of course, they are saying that they hope that things will be fixed by the end of the week. But what type of permanent changes will be in place as a result of this? Now, I know some of you may say, well, everything sounds like a conspiracy to you all. But there are no chance happenings in this world. That is just what I believe. I don't believe that nothing happens by chance. Okay, as we see some very significant things happening in the year 2020 have forever changed the lives of so many people. So many people have had their lives altered forever because of the events of 2020. And so as we go deeper into this, people are going to have to start thinking outside of the box in terms of survival and what they're going to need to take care of themselves and their families. See, this is not just about a pipeline that was attacked. This is not just about a cyber attack from a Russian criminal gang. This is about the lasting effects on your individual lives. When these things come out of the blue like this, and you know that you're going to be affected, how long and how deeply will you be affected are the questions you need to ask. And because sometimes you can't determine how long, this is why we need to put in place systems of operation that will help you to get through things. See, sometimes these things are just a quick test, right? To see how people are going to respond, to see if they'll be able to respond. What we don't realize is sometimes these things that appear to come out of the blue, one of these days, they're going to happen, and it won't be something that they're going to fix by the end of the week. Especially when you consider natural disasters. There are natural disasters that can happen that can cripple a whole region for months on end. Meaning there are no systems in place to get things up and running in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months even. If the world is hit with a natural disaster that is out of man's control. And so what do you do in those situations? Do you sit back and wait for someone to come and reattach this or get this going or get that going? Now, I know all of this sounds frightening. This is not meant to be fear mongering. This is meant to get you to respond and to react in a way right now while you can that could possibly help your situation later on down the line. Now, no amount of preparation can totally prepare you for certain disasters. We know this, right? But the things that you do right now can certainly make a difference. It can definitely make a difference in how well you get along if a certain thing happens. Sometimes when I think back, family, I think about how things were in the 70s when I was growing up. Okay. Of course, I was a child and I don't know or understand perhaps what my mother had to deal with back then, the struggles that she may have had and all of that good stuff, or all of that bad stuff, should I say. But for me as a child during that time, things seemed to be so much more calm. Things seemed to be so much more smooth sailing. And I guess I'm thinking from a child's perspective back then. But when I look at today's time, even children today seem to be stressed by the world we live in. There is so much happening so fast, so quickly that you can barely sort it all out before something else is stacked on top. And so what does that tell us? That tells me very clearly that not only do we have things that are occupying our minds too much, right? But these things are occupying our minds to the point where many are not thinking clearly on preparing for the future. Many have been made to believe that there's going to be some FEMA operation that will kick in if something rough enough happens. A lot of people have been put into like a mind fart type situation to where they're unable to think because so much is happening. While you do have others who say, you know what, so much is happening so quickly that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to save this, I'm going to fortify here, I'm going to strengthen myself over there, I'm going to become more of a minimalist, I'm going to scale back. Some people are using these things to readjust or redirect their lives because they take things a lot more serious than those who are considered sleepers. Sleepers will always look to someone else for deliverance in a situation. Sleepers will always do that. But you have those who are always going to say, you know what? I think I'm going to fortify my life regardless to what I see happening in this world. And that's the position that we hold and that many hold, that they're going to try to stack up for the future. Whether it be seeds, whether it be scaling back on your day-to-day living, not spending as much, not going as many places, planting gardens, security, just a number of different things that you can think of. Dehydrating food, buying fruit trees, not spending so much on frivolous things, staying out of the beauty salon, nail salon, and just dealing with what you got, you know? A lot of people are thinking like that now. But it's unfortunate that not too many, or not enough, should I say, not enough people are thinking this way. As I look at the shenanigans that happen in the world, I see people who are still up to their same old mess on a daily basis, involved in ignorant things, and not even paying attention to what's happening in this world. I don't understand that kind of thinking. I don't understand the foolishness. And I guess in a sense, when you have people who are so bogged down in their mind with entertainment and fashion and fun, that is their way to forget about the woes of this life. But doing those things won't protect you when there's nothing entertainment can do. I was just distracted just then by a bird who just weighed down one of my wheat plants that's right out here in front of my door. He just kind of landed on it and just rode it down to the ground like he's going to try to eat some of the seeds off the tip of it. So anyway, let me get back to what I'm talking about. Nature is one of those things that will distract me in a minute, because I'm always in tune with what's going on with nature, how the animals are feeling, what they're doing, how they survive. It's like people don't even have the survival skills that many animals have. And that's really a shame. Sometimes I see birds, visiting birds. I call them visitors because they're not our pets. But sometimes I see visiting birds who come and they gather things from our garden, from our yard. And they tuck all of the things that they gather inside of a safe place. We've put certain bird houses around in various places, and I see these little beautiful creatures gathering things from our property into the houses that we put up for them. And they just situate things just right so that they can raise their family in the houses that we provide for them. Of course, these houses are away from us. These animals are smart enough to know, okay, I'll go in here if you are putting this far enough away from you so that I can feel safe. You see, animals learn to adapt and survive, while humans are out here trying to be entertained when the handwriting on the wall says, look, you better fortify, you better do something productive. Animals are doing something productive. They're surviving out here. But humans are looking to someone else to make it all happen. It's a very sad thing, a sad state of affairs, when you have a huge population around the world who have been so tricked and brainwashed to where they think everything that they need has to be provided by others. Now, I'm not talking about, listen, you have people out here with jobs who say, no, I take care of my own needs. Do you really? Do you really? Does your job really take care of your own needs? Let me tell you what I'm talking about when I say take care of your own needs. So, what good is your job going to do if there are food shortages and the grocery stores empty out? How then will you take care of your own needs with just a job, no skills, no determination or will to even try to grow your own food? That's what I'm talking about. And even water sources. I've been saying this for many years. If there are things that you need to survive that have to come from an outside source, and this is for all of us, y'all. I'm not just talking about my viewing audience or my listening audience. I'm talking about myself too. If your water, your gas, your electricity, your food, your shelter, anything that you need to survive, your water, I think I already said water, but if these things have to come from an outside source, then you are in deep trouble if something happens with that outside source. So being able to take care of yourself is not just about having a job or an income. Back in the early 1900s, when the Great Depression happened, they said even rich people, millionaires, had to go to soup kitchens to line up to be fed. What does that tell you about those millionaires? They weren't prepared. Yes, they had money, but they didn't have food. That's the difference. So as we see these little things, such as gas lines being attacked with cyber attacks or whatever, pipelines, as we see these little things chipping away of what we call normal, and these things continue to happen and to stack up more and more, what kind of preparations are you putting in place to ensure that you and your family are going to be all right, or at least be able to weather the storm? What are you doing right now Are you too bogged down with nonsense to even make any steps towards fortifying your life? Are you being too entertained by the world's events and what people are talking about on the internet about this person and that situation and that problem? Are you more concerned with those things than you are fortifying? Because if you are like a snare, calamity is going to come upon you if you don't prepare. Of course, we already know it's prophesied that calamity is going to come upon the whole world. We already know this. That's been prophesied. Calamity is coming upon the whole world. But the way you prepare right now will determine how you navigate through all of this. You can call it fear-mongering all you want, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And we are right smack dab in the middle of perilous times. They're no longer coming, they are here. And of course, everyone's situation is different. Some people feel at ease in their lives. Some people don't. More and more we're starting to hear where people are taking their own lives, or husbands or wives are taking their children out. I saw a story that was shared with me the other day where a woman decided to take her two adult children's lives and her own. But get this, they were a well-to-do family. They weren't broke, busted, and disgusted. They had money. They had clout in the community. They were well known. They were doing good in the sight of many. No one knows what was going on behind the scenes, of course, but the point I'm trying to make is this. It doesn't matter how much money you have. When those spirits begin to antagonize your spirit because of the cares of this life, things that you cannot handle on a mental level, you too can become a victim. So fortifying your life, of course, doesn't just mean the things that you have. As in the case of this story I just mentioned, you have to fortify your mind as well so that you can deal with what's happening in this world. It's getting kind of heavy, y'all. And because it is getting kind of heavy, we've got to learn how to focus ourselves properly, both in the natural and the spiritual, on how to deal with these things. I am done with this video. Will you be affected by the pipeline, the cyber attack? How long will this thing last? How high will the price at the pump be hiked? What does this mean for you? I'm done with this video. In the comment section below, share your thoughts. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Share and like this video. And with that, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel. And also, comment, share, like, and subscribe.